Greetings, gamers. Welcome back to another video. And today we finally have it. The time has come. They talked about the Naruto card game. So Bandai released their little snippet to give us a little bit more information about the game. I am not going to watch it on this video because I'm a little late. What we're going to do is just kind of dissect the cards and the mechanics and things like that. All right, so right here's the Naruto card game site. Like, okay, I'm not gonna lie, these cards look so cool. Look at that. That's a Boa. That's got to be the same artist that did Boa. But look at this Boruto. And then we have the manga arts right here. So pretty much everything that I said and thought that the game was gonna be, it pretty much is it. So I pretty much hit the nail on the coffin there. Like, we knew they were gonna have manga art. We anticipated that. We anticipated the whole thing with it's gonna be a leader. And then we also anticipated that the chakra is gonna be kind of like your Dawn deck. Now after looking at this, let's look at this one more time. This Sakura actually looks cool. That's a sick looking Sakura. The one thing that is interesting to me, so the leader, they have 15 life, so you got to bring them down to 0. That's how you win. But the thing that I want to know a little bit more about is the points at the top right here. So obviously damage is how much damage we're going to be doing whenever we attack. So if we attack the leader with damage 3, they're going to take 3 damage. So it's not like One Piece where whatever your damage is always going to do like 1 point of damage to your life. But right here is power and HP. So HP is obviously just going to be what you're going to take until you die. But the thing is, what does this power mean right here? That is what I don't know. Is that like a cost that you need in order to, like... Actually, there's no cost. What am I talking about? There's no cost because you literally have a card that's a summon card that you rest it and you play a ninja. So this right here, this power right here, this is going to be interesting to know what that number indicates. But moving on right here, so we have so I anticipated it's going to be a leader type of card game. And also that spoiled it because Bandai showed like the playmat. But look at this. So it's built around our leader's color. So whatever your leader color is, that's what type of colors that you can have in your deck. So unfortunately, if it's red, you can only have all red cards. I would believe at some point, once the game gets a little bit older, it's going to be like One Piece to where you're going to have dual color leaders. So, like, literally, Bandai's, they always do that. Now, here's what's interesting right here. So we have our character cards, but then we have our EX characters. So with our EX characters, so you can't just play them. You have to meet a certain requirement to in order to play them. Like, for example, I think this Gamabunta said, like, sacrifice a character with 10 or more power or something like that. I can't really read that, but you have to sacrifice a character that's in play already or to play you. So that's interesting. That's kind of like, if you look at it, the EX cards. So Chrono Clash. So Chrono Clash was like, it started off as like a Naruto type of game. It died super fast, but it had an EX deck, and your EX deck, you had like the jumbo size cards, and what you did was you could sacrifice your characters in play in order to play the EX card. So they kind of took that mechanic of like sacrificing. So also right here, so this Shikamaru, we see right here, it has chakra right there. So that's where we can use these effects for chakra. And then we have the chakra cards. So you have 5 chakra cards. That's going to be in your chakra deck. This right here, the summon card, we kind of, you don't really need this. The reason why I say that is because it's okay, you tap it and you're able, that's going to be like shown as you using your summon, right? So you only get 1 summon, it looks like, per turn, unless you're able to find a right way to make this active again to play another card. Now, this is honestly, in my opinion, useless because you could do it like how Flesh and Blood does. So you have one action point to do one thing, and then you have cards that give you go again. Now, if at any point in time, like let's say a card will say when you play this card, you can you could ready your summon card. You could literally just say whenever you play this card, you gain one action or one action point, so you could be able to um, do another summon. So this right here, in my opinion, is a useless thing. They wasted cardboard with this one. Now, the game rules, let's look at this. So battle with the 51 deck, 5 chocolate cards, and 1 summon card. So 51 is just going to be your 50 card deck and then your leader. And then this shows your life right here. Reduce it to 0. And then rest your summon card to bring one of your characters onto the field. And then this right here. So it looks like you could be able to play cards face down. Because it says right here, use chakra to activate face down support cards. So it looks like you can put a Shikamaru face down, and then you can activate its chakra to turn it to face up, and this you unleash ninjutsu to stop their attack. So you could interact. So you can interact with your opponents during your opponent's turn. We knew something like that was going to happen because One Piece has counter cards and things like that. So this right here shows the map of when they're going to be showcasing the card game. So we have this right here for July. We have Gen Con. So this is pretty much what everybody's waiting for. We're waiting for the end of Gen Con so people who come out to look at the game can go on YouTube and talk about how the game actually works and is it a fun game and things like that. Obviously, I think I saw somewhere where it's going to be close to the well, not close to the public, but I mean, you can't record or do anything like that, which is understandable. They don't want to leak the game that much, so that's understandable. Now, what are some things that I like and dislike about this game? Oh, my headphones just died. Let me just charge it real quick. All right, so what do I like and dislike about this game? So we'll start with the likes. I like how we do have it's kind of like, I wouldn't want to say Yu-Gi-Oh, but you get the one summon per turn. So it looks like you could summon pretty much whatever you want, any ninja card once per turn, but obviously you can't do the EX because EX you have to meet a certain requirement. So I think that's cool. So you can't really span the board unless you find ways to activate that summon card. So I think that's pretty cool. I like how the life is bumped up to 15, so that'll make it for a little bit longer game. But I can kind of see it going by fast because you have the damage. Because if you have people with high damage, they could take up a lot of points and things like that. We don't know if there's going to be any blockers. If this is a Bandai game, you're probably going to see some type of form of blockers, so you could be able to prevent yourself from taking too much damage. And then another thing I like, which is pretty cool, is the interaction you can have on your opponent's turn. So you're not playing solitaire, so that's a good thing. Because usually, like, for example, Union Arena and Pokemon, those games, you pretty much play solitaire. You just go through your whole turn. Your opponent doesn't really interact with you, and then you end your turn, your opponent does his thing. So that's pretty cool that there's at least some type of interaction. Another thing I do like is the artwork. The artwork is pretty cool. So we see that we could tell Bandai's learning from One Piece. They're having their artists do their versions of art. Obviously, this is probably the person who drew that alternate Boa card, which is a sick card. I got like 4 of those. Orochimaru looks insane. This is pretty cool. But I like how they have the artwork like this. I think that's pretty cool. They did a good job there. So that's a big thing that I really do like, and also the manga cards too. So if you don't know, guys, Naruto, so this is like the second Naruto game Bandai's doing. They did an old school one. I love that game. It's my favorite card game. I wish they kind of did it something like that. So now we'll talk about the dislikes don't like about this game. So one thing is I don't think we're going to be utilizing the whole team aspect of Naruto. So like the whole thing that made Naruto the Bandai original card game so cool was you could form a team and go out to battle. It doesn't look like you can do that with this game. It looks like you're just playing your characters as regular units like One Piece or Gundam, and you just attack your opponent's leader. That's I think that was a little effort for Bandai. Like Bandai could have done a little bit better than that. If what people were saying was true, that Bandai did a lot of like they spent years trying to work on like new mechanics to like make this game like actually like fun, so it's like not a carbon copy. I think they failed on that aspect, so I hope that was just a rumor, because if it wasn't a rumor, if Bandai really spent years trying to think about a mechanic for this game, I think they failed miserably with that. Another dislike that I have is it being a leader based game. I feel like that's all Bandai does is just leader based games. I think it would have been cool just to, for example, going back to the old school Naruto, I'm a sucker for that game, is like just attack like your village or something like that. You have like a point system. So let's just say you have to deal your village 15 points of damage, and that's that. Whereas at this point, we have a leader, and now we're locked into certain colors. So that pretty much um, it makes it to where you can't really have fun with decks, if that makes sense. Because now at this point, if you're locked into a certain color, then you're pretty much gonna have like just carbon copies of decks. It's not going to be too creative. So it's just we're going to have a lot of net decks and things like that, and there's going to be no creativity when it comes to this game. Now, I feel like I'm having a lot of negatives, but don't get me wrong, I'm going to get this game. I'm going to like this game regardless cuz I love Naruto. Another thing that I really don't like is the chakra usage. I feel like that's just Dawn and things like that. I think the negative for this, what people are going to be thinking of, is just this is almost like a carbon copy of One Piece, except that we're not tapping chakra to play characters. We only get one summon per turn. Like Yu-Gi-Oh, you get one summon per turn, right? And I think they could have done something a little bit better in that aspect, but I don't know. It is what it is. This game's still early. We still don't know much about it, so I am interested. Like everybody else, we're waiting for Gen Con to end so people could talk about it, so we can see like how the flow of the game is, how long do games take, because this is going to depend whether or not is this game is going to be a best of one or best out of three, right? But other than that, this leads into the other Naruto card game that's coming out, the Mythos. Now, that is set to come out pretty soon, actually, now. So, I think this is where the people who made the Naruto Mythos can thrive right here. While people are waiting for the Bandai Naruto game to come out, this is the time that the Mythos Naruto card game can actually flourish and shine. I don't know if what's going to happen with licensing. I don't know if the license is going to be stripped from them. If that is, as is going to be quite unfortunate for them, because this Naruto Bandai game is going to be global. It's a global release, and I don't think the Mythos is global yet. I think they're working towards the game global. So if that's the case, there's going to be an issue with licensing, so they might lose the licensing battle because this is Bandai. Now, like I was saying, let's get back to Mythos. So, this is going to be the time for Mythos to really thrive, because the mechanics, from based on what I saw, is pretty different compared to regular card games. So, with that, you're going to get people a little bit more interested, because it's not going to feel like, oh, I'm playing Digimon, or oh, I'm playing Yu-Gi-Oh, or oh, I'm playing Pokemon. It's going to feel very different. And I think that's what the creators of Mythos is really banking for. Like, hey, look, our game's pretty much unique. I haven't really seen much gameplay of it, but I guess it's kind of like the Marvel Snap game. I think it's gonna be something close to that. So that game was kind of fun. I did like it. So am interested to see what's going to happen with them with the Battle of the Naruto games. But other than that, guys, let me know what you think about this. Are you guys super hyped? I mean, I'm pretty hyped. Even though I feel like this is gonna be like another One Piece card game, I'm still gonna be super hyped for this because I love Naruto. But let me know, what are your takes on this? Do you think it's going to be a fun card game? What do you think they should do to it? Do you think this is going to end up kind of like how One Piece is? Like, for example, what I believe is when this first comes out, it's going to be super hard to get. It's going to be the One Piece effect all over again, where it's going to be super hard to get starter decks, super hard to get booster boxes whenever that first wave comes out. I'm calling it now. It's going to be super hard to get because everybody's already buying out the old Naruto card game because this got released that they're making another Naruto card game. So we already know the hype's going to be real for this. So it's going to be very hard to get product. What I would tell you guys is this. If you really want this game and you do not want to spend a lot of money, because what's going to happen is the scalpers going to catch hold of this, and then people are going to be buying, like, they're going to literally, you're going to see a starter deck that people are going to try to sell for like $100. I'm telling you that right now. Do not do that. The reason for that is because Bandai understands that there's going to be a big hype for this game. So they're going to have another wave of this coming out. So all you got to do, guys, is play the wait game, because Bandai's going, I feel it right now. Bandai's going to do as much as they can to try to flood the market to prevent the scalpers from winning, so people can actually get their hands on products so they can be able to play. But yeah, but other than that, I am interested to see, because the main thing about these card games, because Union Arena is, they're kind of falling victim to this, is when they can play for tournaments, because there's so many card games out right now, and what people are doing, what's going on with allocations is Bandai and other card games, they're pretty much seeing what stores are hosting big events, like a lot of people at their events, and that's going to determine how much product that store is going to be getting. So the problem with that is, if you have all these card games, so if you got the Lorcana tournaments, Magic the Gathering tournaments, if you have One Piece, Digimon, if you have all Union Arena, if you have all those card games hosting tournaments, it's going to be hard to do that with only 7 days out of the week. So the question is, what day is going to be good to host Naruto tournaments? Honestly, I think it's Friday. I think Friday might be the move, honestly. But other than that, guys, I'm pretty much yapping at this point. What do you guys think about this card game? Do you guys like it? Are you guys super hyped? But other than that, guys, thanks again for watching. If you like videos like this, I am going to be talking a little bit more about Naruto because I love Naruto just in general. So this is going to be my #1 Bandai game. If you do guys like these types of videos, I advise you guys to subscribe to the channel, hit that bell notification, so whenever a video like this pops up, you'll be notified. But other than that, we'll see you in the next one. Peace.